Hey everybody, it's the middle of June and that means every day we're getting a little bit closer to my very favorite time of year, hydrangea season. That means all these annuals here in Greenhouse 1, well, they're going to be going to good homes and we're going to be replacing them with hydrangeas that were grown right here in Posen. So we're kind of famous for our hydrangeas here. We have a lot of them and we have a lot of different varieties and we love to share them with people. And if you've been here before, you probably have seen our Avenue of Hydrangeas in the driveway. We have the hydrangea trees on one side lining the driveway, and then our hydrangeas growing in the grow bags along the other side of the driveway. They're definitely things that get people's attention as they're coming in and also from the road. And this year I wanted to try something a little different, something a little more immersive, so people can get up close and personal with the hydrangeas. And that was creating what will hopefully be a hydrangea tunnel. So what we did is we took 16 hydrangeas and right outside of Greenhouse 1, we created kind of an avenue of hydrangeas where you can walk underneath them as they get bigger. Hopefully they're going to just kind of keep growing. When they start flowering, you're going to be underneath the blooms. It really could be a really beautiful kind of walk. We're giving it a try. Who knows how it's going to go? That's kind of how it is with plants. You just try it and see what happens and you kind of enjoy it. But it's really kind of cool to look at. Let me turn it around here. One of my favorite things last season when we had the hydrangea trees in the hillside greenhouse was being able to kind of walk under all those blooms, and that was even more fun when I could kind of take the camera above, because when they were in bloom it was kind of like I was kind of floating above the clouds because all those flowers just kind of felt like clouds. I did make sure to include a couple of the quickfire hydrangea trees. Quickfires are known for blooming really early. They're the first to flower and they have more of a lace cap type of flower. It's still a panicle variety, but they have a little different flower than some of the other ones. And all these hydrangea trees kind of complement our selection of other hydrangeas. As you can see, we have a pretty wide selection here. I want to show you some of these other quickfires. Just take a look at how many blooms are on these plants. I mean, that is just absolutely loaded. Now the regular quickfire gets about 6 to 8 feet tall when it's mature, maybe not all the way to 8 feet usually. But there is also little quickfire, which is kind of the dwarf version, and that one stays more in the 3 to 5 foot range. So they're coming out with a lot more of the smaller versions of hydrangeas. People were always wanting something that would kind of block their windows or block their views, and now the new hydrangeas do. So there's the little quickfire, there's the Firelight Tidbit. Also, if you like early bloomers, there is the new quickfire Fab, and that's this one right over here. And this one is much more like the traditional flower on a panicle hydrangea. It gets a beautiful hot pink color, and I think this color picture, or the picture on the front, is definitely selling it, because this has been the surprise hit of the season. A lot of people have heard about some of the other varieties of new hydrangeas, like the Little Lime Punch and the Limelight Prime. Not a lot of people had heard about the Quickfire Fab, but they come in here, they're drawn to the picture, and then when they read that this one is going to flower sooner than the regular Limelight, they just can't resist it. So we have this row and this row are all the panicle varieties. Those are the ones that open white and then turn pink. We have some vanilla strawberries, berry whites, diamond rouges in the back. The proven winter varieties are more in the front. And then we also have a couple of the big leaf hydrangeas over here. So the Ariba is kind of the main one that we have right now. And then there are some of the Endless Summers. Sorry, it's kind of a little scraggly back here right now. We're getting that organized. We have a couple of other varieties coming as well. We did get some of the oak leaf varieties this year. Now remember, these are zone 5, so you do have to be careful with these and make sure they're in a protected area. But a lot of people are asking for the oak leaf hydrangeas, and they do have those beautiful oak leaves, and they do change a nice color. They have beautiful flowers, so it is a really unique one. And then from this point forward, you're going to see all of the different arborescent varieties, so like the Incredibles, the Invincibles, the Annabelles, so those are kind of all in this area. So beautiful stuff. And then these areas here, this is kind of all the overstock. So we have lots more hydrangeas to take the place of the ones that sell over here. You're welcome to shop any of those areas, but if you want to get a sampling of all of them, the first 3 rows is where you're going to find them. We also have more in Greenhouse 7, but those are the ones that we kind of started. They're kind of the new crop, so they're not going to be ready for another couple months yet. So we're waiting on those. I did have a bit of an interesting conversation with a landscaper. He isn't a landscaper per se. He does the landscaping for a builder, which is a little bit different because I think when a builder has to do landscaping, he's got other things to consider that a landscaper doesn't. Like it has to be really low maintenance, or he doesn't know who the buyer is going to be. So, you know, you're kind of doing this universal plan. Anyway, going off on a tangent there. Anyway, he kind of said, oh, hydrangeas, you know, they're really kind of overdone here. And he was kind of poo-pooing them and really kind of negative about it, which kind of got me thinking, because I was like, if you're kind of going to diss hydrangeas, you're kind of talking to the wrong guy. So I asked him a couple questions about, you know, which hydrangeas he was talking about, and he was kind of talking about, oh, you know, they're blue, they're white, they, you know, don't like a lot of sun, and suddenly I realized that he really only knew about the macrophyllus, and the macrophyllus are the big leaf hydrangeas. They're the ones that change color depending on the soil, and those can be a little bit temperamental. They're beautiful when they're happy and when they're in the right spot. So if you have a spot for them, it's absolutely stunning. But he didn't really know about the arborescent varieties, which are those Incredibles, the Annabelles, the Invincibles. Those are the big ball ones. And he didn't know about the panicle varieties, which are the ones that start out white and turn pinks and reds and all kinds of different mauves and different colors that were available. And so I managed to kind of introduce him to some new varieties, and I think he may have turned the corner. I hope that the hydrangeas that he plants do well for him, because I'd love to know that I got some more hydrangeas in somebody's yard and that they really love them, because it is a plant that you really do get a lot back from a plant that you don't have to give a lot of time to. They're pretty well behaved, especially those panicle varieties and the arborescent varieties. Again, I consider the macrophyllus, those big leaf ones, I consider those a little bit of an advanced hydrangea. When they're happy, they're absolutely gorgeous. When they're pouting, well, they need to find a new home. But anyway, I guess I had to tell you about that, because I realized that not everybody knows all these little details about hydrangeas. So I'm happy to have these videos that kind of explore some of that and introduce you to some of that. And I love when people come in here and I get to tell them about them as well. So anyway, I'm looking forward to the new Hydrangea Tunnel. I hope it looks as good as I hope it does. You never know on this kind of stuff until it actually comes along, but we'll see what happens. And the ones in the driveway are looking pretty good. I do have some of the smaller hydrangeas, the tidbits and the quickfire tidbit, or no, firelight, little quickfire. Oh gosh, I can't remember them all right now. Anyway, some of those in the driveway. So those are going to take a little bit longer. They're going to look a little smaller in the driveway, and then they will get more to size, but they tend to grow a little slower than the other ones. So I might have a couple spots where the patches are a little bit, you know, smaller, but oh well, not going to matter. Anyway, hey guys, I just wanted to give you this little preview. Hopefully in, you know, a month or so, I'll be showing you a completely different look in this area. But hey, this is what it looks like right now, and I look forward to you checking out what they look like a little bit later.